Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So the reason I make this YouTube is to end the misleading of Wing Chun stance for past 130 years. All this misleading for past 130 years never give result for fitness or for fighting. So anybody who is serious in Wing Chun or traditional Chinese martial arts, be it for fitness and fighting, things need to be ended now, or else it is wasting of time, wasting of life. So the reason I am sharing this today, in very serious way, is 2 days ago I shared this YouTube on Wing Chun stance. After that, as usual, I get many message. I got our Wing Chun friends who send me all this thing and asking me all this thing as you guys see this always. And then I got this asking me such as, so we squeeze the butt muscle when we punching, but never pinch the anus, correct? You know, about all this lifting anus, pinching anus, and so forth, so forth. And so I tell everybody, I'm going to make a YouTube to end this forever, once forever. All of this, all of this. Now, I'm saying this is by evidence, ancient evidence and scientific evidence, all of this. Actually, it is like the stories of the blind man and the elephant, the six blind men and the elephant. One guy say it is a spear, another guy say it is a snake, another guy say it is a wall. And you have blind men for past 130 years keeping my lineage is a spear, your lineage is a snake, his lineage is a wall. And that's why you end up with all this thing. All this thing. You can know that people who do this and do this actually do not know what they are talking about. So you can challenge me and say, so prove it, Hendrik. Well, I prove it to you. You just take this ideas, all these ideas, you go check with a medical doctor and see is it making sense or it is actually screwing up your body. That's all. Okay. So to have a proper Wing Chun stance, to get away from this thing, it's very simple. You just have to watch my YouTube, three YouTube, this YouTube on Wing Chun stance, okay? This YouTube on momentum base and breathing, this YouTube on the breathing and how your body handling your diaphragm and pelvic floor muscle. There's three YouTube. Very simple and very straightforward. It cover what is the authentic Wing Chun stance. Okay. And yet this type of stuff, this type of stuff are like from one of the blind men tell you this and then you go for it. No, we need to be careful when we look at something. We need to train our mind. Say, for example, Wing Chun stance. We want to know how exactly that Wing Chun stand works, what it is, how to make it works. That's what we need. As for people love to ask me question like, like uh, this lifting the anus and all those things. Those are like those blind men who formulate their own truth. Okay. So it is a wasting of time to think, hey, how come he is wrong on this? How come he is wrong on this? How come he's wrong on this? That is like you try to find out how the blind man completely lost it and messed up on what is an elephant. There's a wasting of time if you spend time on that. What you want to know is, I want to know what is an elephant. So asking me this type of pinching anus questions or this questions and so forth, this is like asking me how the blind man think and he might be right and so forth, so forth. Those are wasting time. For past 130 years, people are wasting time debating those things. And yet what we want is what is in the reality. What is a Wing Chun stance? Like in this YouTube, in this YouTube. If you're proficient and you really clearly put your mind into this YouTube, this YouTube, this YouTube, you know really clearly what is Wing Chun stance is. So once you know that, you can practice and get benefit for your fitness, can get benefit for your preparations for learning fighting or unarmed combat. And yet, this type of stuff, just look back for past 130 years, it's only he says, she says, this say, that say. So it's exactly what the blind man said. And you can have, the guy who have eyes following the blind man, and the blind man, you have a six blind man there, and the blind man have their theory, and you have all the people with eyes. Instead of go looking at what is the elephant look like, how is it the reality, you spend your lifetime arguing or following all this blind man. It's hopeless. Wing Chun cannot afford this. As 2 weeks ago, if you see my Chinese YouTube, and actually I make a English one to share with you. When Xi Xiaodong is in front of your face telling you that those things doesn't work, those are for demo, not for real fight. You don't have the time to keeping, oh, my lineage say is this a spear. His lineage say it's a snake. This guy in China say it is this. We want to get the real deal up ASAP. Your physical, your body handling, your bleeding handling, your momentum handling, or else you got nothing. You're wasting time. And if you have the breathing, the momentum, the breathing, and as in this one, I share with you how the entire handling, including handling your intra-abdominal pressure when you get, take impact, and also how you handle the pelvic floor muscle and your diaphragm when you do breathing. You see the entire thing clearly. So this thing can be solved within, if I make a seminar for you guys, within 4 hours, you walk away from this 130 years of nonsense and let go of all this thing because these are just blind man stuff. Why do you want to waste time find out why is the blind man is wrong? You want to find out what it is, how to make it works, instead of why this blind man say this, why that blind man say that, why is this blind man is wrong logically or all this thing. Like people who chat with me like this is like they try to find out what is the blind man's wrong or what is the blind man saying instead of focus on what it is. So if the mind is not trained properly, it's garbage in, garbage out. You have 130 years of that. Now, we in the West, in America, we need to start this reform. It just take you 4 hours and you know exactly what it is because you see the entire thing. Why bother keeping training something which is he says, but nobody got it? Though, as very simple, those who do this, you ask him to go to do a deadlift, see whether they can do a deadlift. If they cannot do a deadlift, meaning that they cannot activate their back muscle. Are you serious? You want to use it in a fight? For people who just pinching anus, what is pinching anus got to do with momentum, your breathing, and your handling of your 7 bowls with your intra-abdominal pressure? Got nothing to do with that. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you. It's just very simple. The answer, the solution, I already give it to you. This YouTube, this YouTube, and this YouTube. Go study really seriously. If you spend 4 hours looking at it, thinking about it, take notes, you know, after that. That's it. And yet it is free. Well, I can do your homework for you to make things clear, make things simple for you to learn. But I cannot do the proper thinking and putting effort to learn this. Those need determinations, discipline, and patience to go through things. That I cannot do for you. So it's like I'm baby feeding here already. Okay, if you want out, that's the way out. So this is how you can end the 130 years of Wing Chun stance misleading. This simple. Okay. Now, one last thing is some friend asked me too about the Nei Gong book. Yes, there is a Nei Gong book which is coming in a few weeks. Wing Chun Nei Gong Demystified. This is the first book in this world to show you what is this Nei Gong or Qi Gong or whatever or internal whatever in Wing Chun design. When they create Wing Chun, what is that there? So in the book, you have the Wing Chun Nei Gong. What is that? You know, where it's come from and the Buddhist connection. Remember, let's not just talking about Mui, Jisim, or Shaolin Temple, Buddhist. Let's get the real thing there. The ancient teaching of the Buddhists, how it influenced the Taoists, the Confucians, the Chinese medicines, and so forth. Modern science, How is modern science looking at the practice? Not just theory, the practice and verifications. We need the modern science. And then looking at the fusions of the ancient and modern, you can look at the Wing Chun 1850s, the teaching. How is it? What is it in terms of modern science? How is it practiced? We know. And then about the scientific tracking. We can pinpoint tracking if you really practice it properly, if you really get result. So you have a quality practice and repeatable practice so that you can develop the skill. And then chapter 7 is beginner's practice. Well, all this thing is nice, the theory, the practice, the verifications, the scientific view, and all this thing. But you look at it, you need to know that we are all from the kindergarten. So we want to realize, make all this thing into the reality, but we cannot jump right away to be an expert or grandmaster. We need to start with the beginners level. The first step, the foundation, we need to build that. There's the chapter for that. Okay. So, and Wing Chun Nei Gong is going to support our AI era because the teaching here in Wing Chun Nei Gong or in the Chinese teaching is really needed in the AI era right now, which is we're living in. So this is the book about all details, very details. Nobody go this far, this details before. And it's all verifications. There's no such thing as authoritarians here. Everything is what is the theory, what is the practice, how to verify it. Since ancients like that, all the Buddhists is like that too. Theory, practice, verifications. And now we have scientific tracking tools to track it. So no, I'm right now having a headache to 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 proofreading all this thing and to make sure that everything is correct. So this is not just for Wing Chun, this is for all the entire Nei Gong, for healing and for everything. Like you say, you want to do Xing Qi to Dan Tian. Everybody talk about Xing Qi to Dan Tian. Serious? How do you do it? Yes, there's a process step there, and it can be verified with this modern scientific tracker. So the reason I do this, I wrote this book is to really like to cover the gap of the Chinese Neigong or Chinese Kung Fu or Wing Chun. There's a gap here now from 1850 until today, 2025. There is a gap. As a Chinese descendant, I have the duty to try my best, do what I can do so that this culture is not lost. As an American, I have also a mission and a duty to bring this to this modern world so that over in the modern world, people can make use of it because it is needed now for our daily living. So it's about education. There's no king of Wing Chun here. There's no grandmaster here. It is very basic educations. Okay. And it's not mumbo jumbo, woo woo, qi gong, mei gong. Everybody talk terms, big terminology, mysterious nonsense. We want it to be down to the earth. So everybody be able to have it. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. I go back to my proofreading. Okay.